Hey y'all, so I am back with a video. Well, not back because I've never been, but I'm here with the video. So today we're gonna do a closure quick weave and we about to slay this hair. I'm about to show y'all what I've been learning and what I've learned over these past couple of months, years, however. But yes, so we about to slay this hair. And excuse me during this video, I might be in the way, but do not be mad at me because I'ma still teach y'all something, okay? So stay tuned. Okay, so now that I'm out of view and you can actually see the braid, I'm just starting in the front and I'm braiding it to the back. So once I'm done braiding it at the back, I just stop and then I do the other side. So that other braid will be connected to this braid, if that makes sense. I know I didn't get another side view, the other side that I was doing, but like I said, it's pretty much self-explanatory. So the braid that you see now is being connected to the braid that will be on the opposite side of her head. So like I said, so as you can see, I'm braiding it down and I'm about to attach that braid that was left over in the back to the opposite side. So that's what I meant by anchor braid. So that side will look exactly like the side that you're seeing now. I hope I'm explaining this right because it would just be easier for me to move my camera, but I really wasn't thinking, y'all. I swear I wasn't. Okay, so I just did a small clip of how your client's hair should look with the anchor braid and how the braid should be really flat for your foundation. Okay, so my client is done getting braided down, so we're just gonna use some Eco Styler gel and we are going to push that Eco Styler gel back into her hairline. You want to use this to ensure that no glue from the hair bonding glue to the glue of your choice that you use to lay your lace down gets into that client's hairline or their scalp or whatever the case may be, because your client will be mad at you if her hair then fell out because you did not protect her edges or lay her edges back. So like I said, I'm just using Eco Styler gel. That's what I like to use. What works for me might not work for you, but yeah, that's what I like to do. So I'm just gonna always use a nude cap. I'm getting my nude cap right now and I am going to just put it on her forehead or her whole head, and I am just gonna make sure that it's all the way covered up so I can do my ball cap. So this is where your ball cap method comes in at. You want to make sure that the cap, you can see through the cap, especially on the hairline, because that'll just make it easier for you to do your ball cap. So I'm just going in now and I am clipping or trimming, cutting holes in the ear tabs, making sure I'm going downward instead of going up, because if you go up, the cap will not lay on her sideburns, if that makes sense. So like I said, I'm just going ahead and I am seeing I'm actually just going ahead and I am seeing that where I need to lay her glue at. So I'm just going in now and I am laying her glue down. Only using a thin layer. You do not need to use a lot of glue because the glue will actually, a little goes a long way, literally. So I'm just doing a thin layer all around her hairline, and that's exactly what I'm doing here. I just go in a few times and that's about it. Okay, so now with the anchor braids, I threaded a needle and I am actually sewing my cap down to the anchor braids that I braided down when I started this video. So this will ensure that your cap is not lifting up, because some people glue the cap down, but like I said, I like to sew the cap down in the back, so, or the back and the side, so even if your tracks do lift, your cap will not come up. Okay, so my client is ready for her ball cap to be cut. So you just want to cut the ear tabs out first and then cut closest to the glue, which will be above the hairline. I know my hand is kind of in the way, but I did get a clip of how I was just cutting the cap. But it's basically, all you want to do is use sharp scissors and just cut the cap off as closest to the glue line as you possibly can. It's not about the hairline, but it's about the line where you put the glue. You might have to come up, like pull the cap up to if you have excess glue and more cap, but 9 times out of 10 you won't if you did that step correctly. Okay, so after that step is complete, you always want to use makeup. I like to use the Ruby Kisses makeup, the ones with the 2 shades on each palette. I think this is like the level 16. It's the darkest I believe it's the darkest shade they have. But like I said, you always want to just use the makeup that is closest to your client's skin tone, because that will create the illusion that that is their skin, or under the lace will be their skin, if that makes sense. So I'm just applying this all around her cap, and then I am also going to apply it to her lace closure. And then you always want to make sure you clean your client's skin off with Sea Breeze, witch hazel, alcohol, and a cotton ball. I don't know why I put so much makeup on her thing. I think I was just on that phone running my mouth, and I'm just doing stuff. So like I said, always make sure you're applying that same color makeup that you applied to her cap also on her closure as well. And then here you will see me cleaning her skin off with the cotton ball. You do not want to put the cotton ball on the cap. You just want to put it above her hairline and on her forehead, because if you don't, that will cause the cap to lift, and then you will have problems like having to do your ball cap over, and who has time for that? So just make sure you're careful when applying that on there. Okay, so now what you'll do is just put the closure on however they want their hairstyle. So of course my client wants the middle part. Well, not of course, because y'all didn't know that, but I'm putting the closure in the middle because my client wants the middle part. So with that being said, I'm just positioning it to where my client closure will be, and I'm just going to have her hold it down. So I like to sew my closures down just to make the style last longer and ensure longevity, and they can always use their closure over if you sew it down opposed to gluing it down. So like I said, I'm just I'm not gluing anything. I'm sewing my closure down from side to side and in the back, and I'm making sure my client holds that closure steady, so I won't have to redo anything. So that's just what I'm doing here. After you're done sewing that closure down, you're just going to get your glue of your choice. I like to use Ghost by Supreme because it always works for my clients and me as well. I always like to do 3 to 4 layers. So starting off, I always like to put the glue on the cap first. That just ensures that cap is securely glued down again after I cut it off. My client was falling asleep. She was so tired, but I'm like, girl, you can fall asleep. I don't really care. But anyway, so I'm just making sure I'm spreading that glue out real thin. You always want to use thin layers too so it can dry evenly. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm just making sure that I'm putting these layers on. And so I'm just spreading it out. Y'all see her nodding? She was really tired. But it's okay. But anyway, so that's the first layer. And like I said, you always want to put thin layers on so the glue can dry evenly and so it can dry clear. So now I'm just going to go in with my second layer. And as I'm doing this, you will see that the width of the glue is getting wider because now I'm adding my second layer and I'm applying the glue to her forehead as well as the cap. So that second layer will ensure that closure is actually sticking on her forehead and the cap. So that's just what we're doing. She is really, I cannot get over how sleepy she is. She's like, let me wake up. I'm sorry, I keep falling asleep. But I told her you can fall asleep as long as you wake up when it's time to come back. Okay, y'all, so I seen that when I was recording, she did kind of move her head around, so you can see how the cap should be sewn to the anchor braids. So that's what I mean, like sew the cap to the anchor braids. It'll be just like that. So basically, that's what it would look like. And yeah, I just wanted to come back on here and show you this since I didn't actually get a clip of me showing it. Okay, y'all, so now we just gonna lay this closure on down. We're gonna press it in with the glue, with the comb, making sure you're not pressing in too hard, because if you do, that hair will get glue on it, and you do not want that because the hair will stick, and that's why you see. Baby girl, you loud back there. Whoa, what was that? Whoa. Aubrey. Anyway, that's my girl, y'all. So now we just gonna cut it with white around the edges, but that's okay because we're always going to clean that up at the end of the style. And then we're just going to take that same makeup that we used on the cap, and we are going to apply that to the lace so it can kind of like blend into her skin tone more, because you know, once you cut it, that powder kind of like gets off of there, or whatever the case may be. Maybe I didn't put enough, or maybe you didn't put enough makeup on the lace to begin with, so that's not a problem. You just don't want to cake it up with makeup because then the lace will look dirty and whatever else. So we're just going to take the olive oil spray, and we're going to spray that on the lace because that gives it like an ultimate melt. Once you put that elastic band on, that's what it'll do. So we're just going to tie the elastic band around her hair, and then we're going to just start gluing those tracks in. I didn't show me gluing the tracks in because I didn't feel like it was really necessary. So I just like did it off camera, and then I came in and just showed you guys how I basically closed my closure up. I put the glue on the cap because it's just easier for me. Like I glue like 3 rows, and then I place the tracks on the cap on the glue, if that makes sense. And then my clients tell me that sometimes, well, all the time, they never really have glue on their tracks. It's always just glue on their cap, but never on their hair, like their natural hair. The glue is never on the hair, but it's just on the tracks, if that makes sense. So like I said, her hair was, yeah. Anyway, I did have to put some pieces together because she was reusing her hair, and it was not dry when she got to her appointment, so that's why you see me brushing like that. But in order to close my closure up, I always just glue the tracks really close to the closure, so those last couple of tracks will be like the last tracks that I use to close that closure up, if that makes sense. So I think you guys are going to see me do that in a second here. Yeah, so that's just what I'm doing. I'm cutting those tracks and I'm gluing them, or cutting the tracks and placing them on the glue so that the closure can be closed up and you don't see any lace on the inside. So that's just what I'm doing here and here. So in this clip, you will see me just, like I said, closing the closure up and making sure you blow dry it, and you use your I like to do a spritz also, just to make sure that I'm getting all of that hair fully dry and fully completed without any track slipping. So those last 2 pieces is exactly what you want it to look like after you complete it. She only had a little bit of tracks left, so that wasn't like a big deal. So I'm just going to use my blow dryer to make sure those tracks are completely dry and they do not slip, because I did have to blow dry her hair, or during the style period you don't want that hair to slip. Just use my blow dryer to finish blow drying those tracks. Ooh, y'all, my iPad didn't drop. Well, almost dropped. And then I'm just going to go ahead and part the hair out by sections, and I'm just going to use my wax stick and my hot comb, and that will just get the hair as flat as it possibly can be. Like, y'all don't even understand. I use the electrical hot comb. I got it from Amazon. I think the brand is Andis, if I'm not mistaken. I did get it from Amazon, and I ordered it like on a Thursday or a Wednesday, and it came like on a Friday. I got like overnight shipping. So if y'all don't have Prime, y'all need to get Amazon Prime, because it will really help. Like, it helped me, and I was so excited when it came. But back to this. So like I said, I'm going in sections, and I'm just using a hot comb. You don't just use the teeth, you actually use the back of the comb to press that hair down, because that's how you will get it flat. And now I'm just working my way onto the other side. I think I did like 2 sections on that side, and I'm gonna do 2 sections on this side. I like to do side by side only because I don't like to do the part just yet, because I feel like if I do the part, I want the part to be sleek, and I don't want to go over it with the pressing comb or more wax, because I feel like the wax will kind of just leave it sticky. And yeah, so that's just my method that I like to do. I like to do 2 on one side, and then 2 sections on one side, and then 2 on the other, and then I start to do my middle part. So like I said, what works for me might not work for you, but it is best to just do it in sections, because that's the way you'll get it the flattest. Always want to make sure you're parting off a small section in the back to cover those tracks up in the back. So that's just what I did here. You do still want to use your hot comb and your wax stick. It doesn't have to be like a huge section, but just make sure it's enough to cover up that back track. Okay, so now that we are in the middle, oh yeah, I like to use those combs that the braider use. What is it? The precision combs, I guess that's called. But yeah, so you just part down the middle, and you just use your wax stick, and you just make sure all of that is sleek. Well, she is so pretty to me. Like, what? Okay, anyway, yeah, so we just gonna use the wax stick, and we're gonna use the pressing comb to make sure that everything is flat. Y'all see how flat that is? Look how flat that is. Besides her weave, look how flat that closure is. We're not gonna worry about that hair. We're gonna worry about that closure. Look at that closure. Look how melted it is into her skin. Look at that part. Look at how flat that closure is. I told y'all, wax stick and hot comb is y'all best friends. Best friend. Go best friend. But no, for real. Seriously, y'all, that closure is really, really melted. Like, it is. I can't even talk. I'm so excited that I really just melted this closure like that and got it flat. But anyway, I'm just about to style her hair, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna tell y'all how to do this baby hair so we can wrap this video up, okay, y'all? Because let me tell y'all something real quick. So I just really realized that I can fast forward my whole video, and I just had to do my voiceovers all the way over because I just realized that. So yeah, I'm just kind of frustrated at this point. But like I said, closure flat, it's cute, it's melted, and that's what we was here to do. We wasn't here to have problems. We was here to do just that, and that's what we came and did. So like I said, I'm just about to style this hair. I'm gonna flat iron it real straight. Make sure y'all use heat protectant when y'all flat ironing, because y'all don't wanna y'all want that sleek look. So make sure y'all use a heat protectant and do the chase method. I was doing the chase method with a brush because the hair was real thick. I don't think it was washed good, but it was okay because, you know, she had just got off work, and I mean, it felt good, but you know, it could have been washed like a little better, but it's okay though. So we just gonna keep going with the video, and yes, there it is. Just keep looking at that closure, y'all. That's all y'all gotta do. Just keep looking at the closure. Okay, y'all, so now we're about to get in the process of combing this baby hair out and styling this baby hair and the finishing touches. So I already had one baby hair already pulled out, so now I'm just pulling out the other one, and she wanted 2 swoops. So this is how I style my baby hair for the 2 swoops. So like I said, we just going in and we doing the 2 swoops, and we're gonna actually just get that hot comb and separate that baby hair from the rest of the hair, if that makes sense. I think y'all gonna see me do that in a minute whenever I do it. But anyway, yeah, so I just can't get over this color on her, this baby hair, this color, this part, everything. So yeah, like I said, we just gonna flatten that hair out and making sure we separating that baby hair from the rest of the hair with the hot comb, because that's gonna make your baby hair lay flatter, and it's just gonna make it, you know, give it a look, and that's the look that you want. So we just gonna go ahead and cut that baby hair out. We're gonna use a razor comb. You could do razor comb or scissors, it really don't matter. I just like to use the razor comb because that was the closest thing to me. Sometimes I do use scissors, it all depends. So like I said, her hair is, ooh, you see me dancing in the background? Look at how happy I was. Anyway, so she said she wanted her baby hair soft. I did use like 3 different products when I was doing this. Don't know why, but I usually curl the baby hair upward, and then I use a spray. But I didn't know where my flat irons was, so I was just kind of winging it at this point. I was using a Sebastian shape holder spray to kind of mold the baby hair down, but I'm like, okay, yeah, this not working. I need a gel. So I did the gel, just a little bit of it, and then it got the form and how I needed to form. So I'm like, okay, bet. But on my other one, I had the mousse and yeah. But the finishing look was it got the job done, and it needed what it did what it needed to do. Okay, so that's just the most important part. It did what it needed to do. And I always use small combs like that for baby hair. Oh yeah, and I put some spritz. What did I That girl said she wanted soft, but they were still soft though, because I combed them out after the fact, so they were still kind of flowy, if y'all understand what I'm saying. So boom, yes, that's that. And then I'm gonna just let y'all see this baby hair work. I usually don't touch my baby hair because I usually just do it with straight mousse, but today, like I said, I don't know what was on my mind, what I was doing, but I didn't do it with straight mousse. But like I said, the outcome was still pretty, and we still got the job done, and the baby hair was still soft and exactly how she wanted it to be. So now I'm gonna go over on the other side and work on the other side, and I use spray for that. I don't know if y'all seen me do that. I just sprayed the end of the comb, and I just keep going down into like a C motion and just basically just bringing that baby hair on back, and that's about it when doing a baby hair for real. Like I said, I use mousse. I don't know what I was doing, I don't know what I was thinking, but it's okay because it was still cute. But yeah, so we just doing a mousse on this one, and I did put a little bit of mousse on the other one too, just to give it, you know, the same kind of look. I did want it to be uniformed and whatever else. So after I was done doing that, I just, you know, kind of formed both of them to be the same. And I am moving slow because I'm talking way faster than I was moving in the video, and I need to slow down. But yeah, so I'm using spritz. Again, I like to use the olive oil spritz. I don't know the brand, but it's in a green bottle. So I just like to spray that for like my finishing touches or whatever, and I just take my comb and just mold the hair down how it needs to be, and then that is that. So we're also gonna just do her part. I like to use a concealer to do the part. I really didn't need to, but I just wanted to like kind of spruce it up just a little bit. So I did grab some concealer, and I did just kind of do her baby hairs again, and did some concealer, and just made sure that everything was perfect before she walked out the door. So that's what I'm doing now, just matching the concealers up with her skin tone, and I figured out this was the one that I should use. And I also just took my comb, I just go ahead and like squeeze it just a little bit in the bottle, and I just put it on the part. That's what I do. I just put it on the part, and then I just go ahead and do that. I don't know what that was but yeah, that's what I did. And I just went ahead and added a little bit more of that makeup that I used for her part, just to kind of get that makeup right out of there. And I went ahead and just used it on her part again to make sure I cleaned it up just a little bit, because I don't have any brown hairspray or whatever the color is that she used. I didn't have any of that, so I just kind of just went ahead and you know, just put that foundation on her part to make it you know, blend in a little more with her skin tone. So that is my final touches that I'm doing. I'm just making sure I'm combing the hair down and making sure that everything is super duper flat before she left in my chair. I'm just fixing the part up a little bit more, and that was that. She loved her hair. I loved her hair. She came to me a few times before, so I know she will be a returning client. And look at that. Look how cute it is. Look how flat it is. That hair color is everything. She is everything. We are everything together. And yes, so that is how you do a quick weave closure. And I'm just taking it off and making sure. Yes, baby girl. Ooh, look how close she is. And you don't see anything. You don't see the cap. You don't see none of that. It's just really, really, really cute. And I really love this style. I love this color on her. And it was just the cutest thing ever. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for putting up with me. And thank you for watching my video. Make sure you subscribe, and I will be back with more videos.